Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our Friday night live about writing persuasive essay. You know, those who are following us, who know us, this is not the first session about writing. Before, we talked about how to write an essay in general. We talked about the essay structure, and then after that, we had a session about writing an argumentative essay. And today, persuasive essay. And unfortunately, a lot of people mix between persuasive essays and argumentative essay. You know, they're a little bit similar, you know, but there are differences. We discussed these differences before in the previous session, but today I will remind you with these differences between argumentative and persuasive essays. But before I start showing the presentation, those who attended with us before, or those, of course, if you are a teacher of English, of course, you know the structure of an essay. Can we just remember together, as we always do, what's the structure of an essay? How do we divide the essay? In the chat, you can write, how do we start the essay? What do we start the essay with? Yeah, an introduction, introductory paragraph. Great. And then after that, what do we have? Body paragraphs. These might be 2, 3, or 4, whatever. And then the conclusion. So quickly, if we want to know the structure of an introductory paragraph, what do we start with? A hook sentence. Great. This is very nice. You still remember. So how can we make a good hook sentence? I remember that we said that we have 5 options. On Facebook, I'm not there. I don't know. So معلش يا جماعه يعني I will interrupt you. انتوا كلكم شايفين الفيديو ظاهر قدامكم وانا ظاهر قدامكم بتكلم؟ ولا الصوره مش باينه؟ طب مش عارف ليه على الفيسبوك مش باين بصراحه، مش عارف. مش عارف والله اسمها ايه المشكله، ليه الفيديو مش مبين لي انا على الفيسبوك. طيب احنا عموما هنكمل، ومش عارف موضوع الفيسبوك ده ايه المشكله اللي فيه. I can see you here. حضرتك دوري كده، قلبي في الصور، هتلاقي عندك مربعات فيها صور الناس كلها لحد ما تلاقيني قدامك، اعملي عليها دبل كليك هظهر على طول. تمام؟ اوكي يلا let's continue. كنا بنقول يا جماعه ايه؟ what were we talking about? We said, how do we write a good hook sentence? We had 5 options, 5 things to do to write a good hook sentence. Yeah. Like what? A hook sentence can be an anecdote, a quote, yeah. What else? Write in the chat. I'm waiting for your answers. A rhetorical question, again, not any question. A fact, and yeah, quote, anecdote, rhetorical question, fact. There's one important thing. Statistic. Excellent, Ms. Sarah. Statistic. So a hook sentence might be one of those. Okay. After the hook sentence, we move to something that prepares the reader. Lead in. Excellent, Ms. Hind. Lead in. What's the lead in? Or we have another name for a lead in. Sometimes we call it general information or background information. After the lead-in, we move to what? What comes after the lead-in? Excellent. Thesis statement. What's the thesis statement? What is the thesis statement? What does it represent? The main idea of the whole essay. Yeah, it functions as a topic sentence, but for the whole essay. But I prefer to say that it's a thesis statement. Okay, great. After that, what do we have? Angles. What are the angles? What are the angles? Who remembers? What are the angles the main ideas or the reasons. Sometimes if you're writing about the reasons, things that will be discussed, 2 or 3 sentences that have the main ideas. Excellent. What we will talk about in the body paragraphs. Great, so you still remember. Good. Now let's move to the body paragraph. What does it consist of? A body paragraph consists of, number 1, topic sentence, which has what? What's the topic sentence? Yeah, it's one of the ideas of the angles. But for the paragraph, the topic sentence is the main idea of this paragraph. Excellent. And then after that, we have what we call supporting details. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Great. So after we're done with the supporting details, okay. After we're done with the body paragraph, we go to the, what? What is that? Conclusion. Great. The conclusion consists of, it mainly consists of 2 parts. Yeah. Rephrasing, or we can call it a summary of the main ideas. And after that, what do we do? After that, what do we do? Yeah, each paragraph has its own topic sentence, of course. Yeah, we sum up, and then we do what we call calling for action, recommendation, advice, whatever. Okay. Or even we expect people to do something. We predict something. Good. That's very nice. Yeah. Excellent, Ms. Hayat. Wallahi, this is a very important point. I will clap hands for you. Never add a new idea in the conclusion. In your conclusion, never add a new idea. Okay? So now let's go to today's topic, which is persuasive essay. Can you see it? Can you see the presentation? Can you see the presentation? Just write yes or no. Can you see the presentation or not? Okay. Okay, I would like to ask you for something, for those who are new with us, please. If you want to say something, please write it in the comments and don't raise hand. Because when you raise your hand, there's a problem in Zoom. There's a nasty box that appears here and it never disappears. I have to reshare. So if you want to say something, please just write it in the chat. I'll have to reshare. Okay. Okay. Before we start, we need to know what is the difference, or what are the differences between persuasive and argumentative essay. As I said before, they're a little bit similar. They both have a claim, and they both have a kind of discussion, and they both try to convince the reader with a specific point of view. But as we said in the previous session, a persuasive essay gets the reader to agree with the opinion of the writer, while the argumentative essay gets the reader to recognize that the side of the argument is valid. Persuasive essay is mostly emotion-based, but argumentative is logic-based. Persuasive essays ignore the counterclaims, while the argumentative show the two different points of view. The persuasive essay presents only ideas that help to establish the position, while the argumentative compares the ideas. The persuasive essay presents one side, the author's side, while the argumentative shows the 2 sides. And in the previous session, we said that in the body paragraphs, in the argumentative, we write 2 paragraphs about what we believe is correct, and then we write a 3rd paragraph about the counterclaim, and we refute it, we prove it wrong, we attack it. Here, in the persuasive essay, we're going to totally ignore the counterclaim. Okay? So, a persuasive essay, the term persuasive is an adjective derived from the verb persuade, which means to convince somebody. A persuasive essay is full of all the convincing techniques a writer can employ. It presents a situation and it takes a stand, it takes a position, either in its favor or against it to prove to the readers whether it's beneficial or harmful for them. So in the persuasive essay, you're taking one side from the beginning. You're trying to convince the reader with your claim. Here are some tips before we go to the structure. Set your position straight from the beginning and maintain it throughout the paper. I'm with this or I'm against that. So your situation should be clear from the very beginning and you have to stick to that. This is a type of paper that demands facts. And we're going to discuss this more widely in a while. Find data in the form of statistics, scientific experiments, and research materials that support your argument. You have to support your claim. Specific, relevant, and realistic examples can make your position stronger. Although persuasive writing is all about actual facts, you may also use well-known or even less known examples to prove your viewpoint. Build the argument in progression. So you will move from the least important to the most important just to keep the reader attracted to what you're doing. So this is the important part for today. Elements of persuasive writing. We have three important terms. We call them persuasive devices. And these are very important. If you can use them, you're going to write a very interesting persuasive essay. We have something called ethos, pathos, and logos. I will explain them in details. Remember them: ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos. This appeal or this style involves convincing your audience that you are intelligent and can be trusted. So ethos means that you convince the readers that you as a writer is credible. They can believe you. How do you do that? You're providing your personal experience. You can use expert support, extensive research, up-to-date research. Even your writing style must be correct and accurate and use strong and professional words to show the reader that you are trustworthy. So ethos is about trust. You have to make the reader trust you as a writer. How can you do that? Talk about your personal experience. Use expert support, researches, opinions of experts in this matter. And your writing style should be strong and accurate. This is very important in persuasion. This is point number one in the persuasive essay. Ethos is you have to prove, you have to show the reader that you can be trusted. Personal experience, expert support, and your writing style. Let's see some examples. Examples of ethos can be shown in your speech by writing by sounding fair and demonstrating your expertise on or critiquing. As a doctor, I'm qualified to tell you that this course of treatment will likely generate the best results. Here, you're trying to make the reader trust you. I'm a doctor. This is my career. This is my field. So I'm not talking about something that I don't know anything about. I'm talking about my specialty. So you have to trust me. My 3 decades of experience in public service, my tireless commitment to the people of this community, and my willingness to reach across the aisle and cooperate with the opposition make me the ideal candidate for your mayor. So if you're, by the way, these speeches are always speeches of those political leaders or even candidates, and elections are always persuasive, kind of persuasive writing. So he's trying to prove to them that he's trustworthy. If my years as a Marine taught me anything, it's that caution is the best policy in this sort of situation. So what's the writer trying to do here? Let me read your answers in the chat. What's the writer? Ms. Sarah, in formal writing it's not preferred to use contractions. Yeah, trying to gain the reader's trust. It's like an interview, maybe. Yeah, an interview is a kind of, you're trying to persuade, but of course, this is a piece of writing. Sharing personal experience to sound credible. Thanks a lot, Libra. I don't know if you're Miss Libra or Mr. Libra. I have no idea, but this is good. Yeah, Mr. Amr, you're sharing your experience. Yeah, for what reason? Why are you doing this? Trying to persuade people to take care. Trying to persuade people that you can be trusted. You're not talking about something that you don't know, something that's not your area of study or work. No, I'm talking about something that I've been doing for a long time. It's like if I'm trying to convince you to attend my sessions, for example. I would say my 20 years of experience in teaching and my long years in teaching academic writing make me a good candidate for you to attend my sessions. I'm just trying to use this thing to make you trust me. I'm giving you my experience, personal experience, to show you that I'm doing something that I know well. Okay, so this is the first persuasive item. We call them persuasive devices. Persuasive devices. Number one, ethos. What is ethos? Showing credibility. How do we do this? Talking about personal experience. You might use some expertise, some other people's opinions, and the language you're using must be very strong. Let's read the last example. Our expertise in roofing contracting is evidenced not only by our 50 years in the business and our staff of qualified technicians, but the decades of satisfied customers who have come to expect nothing but the best. So, number one, ethos. What's number two? Who can remember? Write it in the chat. What's number two? The second persuasive element. Pathos. Okay. Those who teach literature will know these terms very well because they're basically literary terms. Okay. Pathos. What is that? Appeal to emotion. It's a good way of convincing an audience of an argument, creating an emotional response to an impassioned plea or a convincing story. Yeah. We call it, in literature, we call that emotional appeal, using emotion, trying to press the emotions of the reader. You know, for example, one of the speeches of Jimmy Carter, I think, one of the American presidents, he was white, he was talking to the dark-skinned people, to the black Americans. During the whole speech, he was using the pronoun we Americans, we Americans, we Americans. What is he trying to do here? He's trying to tell them, he's talking to their emotions. He's trying to tell them that I am, as a white president, and you as black people, we are Americans. So he's raising their emotions. He's addressing their emotions. Let's see some examples on this pathos or emotional appeal. For example, examples of pathos can be seen in language that draws out feelings such as pity, anger, or in an audience. If we don't move on soon, we're all gonna die. Can't you see the dangerous it would be to stay here? What kind of emotion is the writer addressing? Which emotion? Give me your answers in the chat. Fear, excellent. Fear, yeah. Yeah, but Ms. Shema, yeah, sadness, but mostly it's fear. It's trying to make them Afraid. If we don't do something, we're gonna die. If you do not use your face mask in crowded places, a lot of people will get infected and we might die. Okay? I'm not just, number two, I'm not just invested in this community. I love every building, every business, every hardworking member of this town. He's also addressing their emotions. There's no price that can be placed on peace of mind. Our advanced security system will protect the well-being of your family so that you can sleep soundly at night. Yeah, number two, loyalty, yes. And number three is addressing their feeling of safety. So do you get the idea of emotional appeal? Using words and sentences and expressions that addresses people's emotions, different types of emotions, okay? Here, they've worked against everything we've worked so hard to build, and they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Make no mistakes, they're the enemy, and they won't stop until we're all destroyed. Yeah, what's that? Anger, excellent, Mr. Ahmed. Hatred, great. So the second persuasive element is pathos, which is emotional appeal, addressing the reader's emotions. Great. Let's move on to the third. Who knows the third? Who can remember it? Logos. What is that? Only one, Miss Hind? No one else knows? Logos, Mayar, okay. Please don't raise your hands. If you want to say something, just write it in the chat. Okay. What is logos? You appeal to logic. So logos means appealing to logic. When you rely on the audience intelligence and when you offer credible evidence to support your argument. Okay? So logos means logic. You talk to your readers' minds and intelligence. In the previous one, you were addressing their emotions. Here, you're addressing their minds. You're giving them evidence. You're giving them facts, examples, authority, deductive and inductive ways. Facts, you know, facts. These are valuable because they are not debatable. They represent the truth. Examples, these include events or circumstances that your audience can relate to their life. Authority, the authority must be timely, not outdated, and it must be qualified to judge the topic. What's the meaning of authority? Who knows? Appeal to authority. Did you ever hear that? What do we mean by authority or appeal to authority? Okay, to get a kind of survey, okay, research paper that's made by a credible and famous organization, whether it's government or non-government, but it has to be up to date, okay? You know, deductive and inductive ways, we used to use that in grammar before. What's deductive and inductive? Who knows that? Who knows the difference between them? Deductive and inductive ways. What's deductive and what's inductive? Okay. I'm asking, I will give examples, but I'm just asking. Huh? Okay, there are two opposite ways. Deductive is when you give an example and then through this example you reach the rule. While inductive is the opposite way. You give the rule and then you explain it. If I'm explaining grammar, for example, Okay, I will give some examples, and through these examples, I will ask the students about the form of the verb. If I'm explaining something in grammar. The other way, I will put the rule on the board, and then I will ask the students to write examples. It means that using some parts of evidence to reach a conclusion, or just write the general rule, and from this rule, you show your evidence. So again, logos is addressing the minds of the readers, not like emotional appeal, facts, examples, authority, and deductive verbs. Now, before, like here, the data is perfectly clear. This investment has consistently turned a profit year over year, even in spite of market decline in other areas. Here, he's giving kind of fact. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we haven't only fingerprints, lack of an alibi, a clear motive, and an expressed desire to commit the robbery. We also have video of the suspect breaking in. The case could not be more open and shut. Here, he's at, the jury, if you watch American movies, they have a different system in their courts. They have a judge, and they also have about 12 persons who are called jury. They give their verdict, whether the defendant is guilty or not guilty, if you watch this in movies. So this man is giving them some facts and evidence and wants them to go to a conclusion. So now let's go to the structure of a persuasive essay. As usual, we always write a five paragraph essay, a 5-paragraph essay. The introduction, grabbing your reader. The introduction is mostly the same. You have hook sentence, background information, or the lead-in. You have thesis statement, and you have angles. And then if we go to the body paragraph, here we will have 3 body paragraphs. Reason number 1, explanation, detail, and examples, as we know. Reason number 2, explanation, detail, and example. Reason number 3, and then we go to the conclusion to wrap up with a summary, to restate your main ideas, and then calling for action. We will go directly to a sample persuasive essay through which we will try to apply what we have talked about. Are you ready for that? If you're ready, just write okay in the chat. Ready? Okay. Introduction. Today, you are gonna say, where's the hook sentence and so on. So I'm sure that you know that smoking harms your body. By the way, this is a very simple essay. Then why do you continue smoking? Maybe you do it because you haven't really become conspicuous about all the effects that smoking has. There are a lot of reasons why you shouldn't smoke. Some of them are that smoking affects your health, that you spend a lot of money on cigarettes, and that when you smoke, you aren't respecting people around you. Now, where is the hook sentence here? Where's the hook sentence? You don't have to write the whole sentence. No, the hook, the one that grabs the attention. Yeah, the question and the part before it. Yeah, okay, great. So, and where is the lead in? Where is the lead in? Okay, good. Where's the lead in? So I might try to, maybe, yeah, Mr. Muhammad Abdullah. No, the lead in is not the list. No, it's the second one. Maybe you do it because you haven't really become conscious about all the effects that smoking has. This is the lead-in. And where is the thesis statement? Where's the thesis statement? Can I try to switch on some microphones and ask? Do you allow me to do this? If you're ready, just write okay. Sure, okay. So I will give you the ability to switch on your microphones, but I will say the name first, okay? Black box on the screen, I will reshare, okay. Please don't switch on your microphones now. Is that okay, Mr. Sneem? Is there any kind of black box now? Okay, let me listen to Mr. Muhammad Abdul Hamid. Where's the thesis statement? Switch on your microphone and speak.
It's from there are till shouldn't smoke.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. I want someone else to tell me what are the angles of this introductory paragraph. Just write okay or me in the chat and I will choose someone to speak. I'm just doing this to organize the session. I don't mean anything. Does anyone want to speak? Just write in the chat. Mr. Abdurrahman Saad, yeah. What are the angles? What are the main ideas in this introductory paragraph?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you. Welcome.
Okay.
So, do you hear my question?
There are a lot of reasons why you shouldn't smoke.
This is the thesis statement. Okay.
Yes.
Where
Yes.
are the
After
angles?
that, angles. You spend a lot of money on cigarettes.
Okay, this is one of them.
You are not respecting people.
Okay. Is there any other angle?
Smoking affects your health.
Excellent. So we have 3 angles here. Thank you, Mr. Abdurrahman.
Yes.
Ms. Radwa.
Thank you.
Mr. Radwa Hamid, can you switch on your microphone?
Yeah.
How many body paragraphs are we going to have here, according to the angles?
3.
3. So if we have 2 angles, we have 2 body paragraphs. If we have 3 angles or 3 main ideas, we're going to have 3 body paragraphs. Okay, Mr. Radwa, what do you think the first body paragraph will be about?
Smoking affects your health.
Thanks a lot. So let's go to the first body paragraph and check it together. Where is the topic sentence here? I will give you 2 minutes to read it. You can read it, and then we can have a discussion. You know, we already did this before 2 times. We know the structure, but today we're just talking about a different type of writing, but it has the same structure. No voice. You can't hear. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Yes. So, Mr. Hab, it might be your problem. Okay. Okay, Mr. Hab, since you talked about voice, can you switch on your microphone? Mr. Hab? Mr. Hab, can you switch on your microphone? No? Okay. So who wants to answer my question? Where is the topic sentence here? Don't raise hands, please.
Yes.
Okay, just a moment. Is that Mr. Hab?
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm fine. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, يا جماعة, I'm so sorry. أبوس إيديك بالله عليكم. Please do not raise hands. Write in the chat. بيعمل لنا مربع أسود كده فوق. لازم أعمل ريشير. Okay, Mr. Hab. Can you tell me where's the topic sentence?
The topic sentence. The first reason why you shouldn't smoke is that smoking affects your health.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot. Great. This is good. Ms. Selma, can you tell us what comes after the topic sentence here?
Maybe explanation.
Yeah, what do we call it? Supporting.
Supporting details.
Yeah. If we look at this sentence, if you smoke, your physical condition will be negatively affected. So it will be very difficult for you to succeed in sports. What do you think? What kind of support is that? I mean, is this a statistic? Is it a fact? Is it an example of what? Can you tell me? Or we need some time to think? It's okay.
لا مش statistic.
It's not a statistic, yeah. We can say that this is a, sorry? Huh?
Speaking about health.
Yeah, talking about health. Maybe he's mentioning a fact. The smoking affects, yeah, it's a fact. Thanks a lot. Okay. Miss Wala Izzat. Thanks, yeah, Miss Salma. Can you switch on your microphone?
Yes, mister. How are you doing?
Fine, alhamdulillah. Is there any kind of logos here? You know logos? Do you remember this expression?
Yes, the sentences that appeal to logic.
Great. Can you give me an example of that in this paragraph?
Smokers suffer from cancer. Smoking produces lethal diseases. Is it the sentence with the percentage?
Excellent. Excellent. Thanks a lot. It's a statistic. It addresses people's minds. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a number. About 45% of smokers suffer from cancer in a late stage. Thanks a lot, Ms. Wallet.
Welcome, Mr.
Okay, now this is the first body paragraph that has the first idea from the first angle, which is smoking affects your health. Mr. Abdurrahman, we have a lot of things to support. You can give examples, you can give facts, you can get experts' opinion, you can give your personal experience, a lot of things, okay? So if we go to the second paragraph, body paragraph, where is the topic sentence? I want to listen to some more. Let me choose someone else. Let's say Mr. Who wants to speak? And I don't want to embarrass anyone. Mr. Abdurrahman Saad, okay. Where's the topic sentence?
Yes.
Where's the
The
topic
second
sentence?
reason why you shouldn't smoke is because of all the money that you spend on it.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay, Miss Selwa, you said you wanted to speak. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
The second sentence, maybe you start smoking only when someone offers you a cigarette, but there will be a day when you will feel the need of a cigarette. What kind of support is that? I mean, is this a statistic, a fact? Is he addressing the emotions? What do you think?
Yeah, the emotions.
Yeah, because he did not give a fact. He's just telling him, now someone is offering you something, but one day you will feel the need of a cigarette. So he's addressing,
the emotions.
The emotions of the reader.
He will be afraid.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ms. Salim. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Does anyone else want to talk? It's a chance today. في اوكازيون النهارده يا جماعه اللي عايز يتكلم. Does anyone else want to talk? Mr. Muhammad Abdul Hamid. Okay, switch on your microphone. And then Ms. Hanan after him.
I think it's on.
It's on. So could you please read the third sentence?
All right. So by this time, you will pay whatever to smoke, and each time you will smoke more, so you will spend more money.
So what kind of style is that? I mean, is it emotional? Is it logical? Is it
I think here, yeah, the writer is logical because he's talking about money. He's touching, the economical side of the problem.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you. Great. Ms. Hanan, switch on your microphone. Ms. Hanan, you said you wanted to speak. Hi, do you hear me? And for the men with us here, don't worry, we're going to finish before the match. Juventus and Milan. I know that if we have a lot of men here, we're all waiting for the match. So don't worry. Yalla. Miss Hanan, are you here? Miss Hanan, should I find someone else? Okay, who else wants to speak? Miss Hanan might be having a problem with the microphone. Does anyone else want to discuss something here, or should I move on? Hey. I'm ready. You're always ready, Abdurrahman, طبعا. The tag question. So what do you think about that, Miss Wala? If you want to explain it, it's okay.
Like using the tag questions usually gives the reader a chance to rethink the whole topic again, like reconsider the idea.
Great. So all the money you would spend on cigars could have been spent in something better, don't you think? Yes. So he's addressing the mind or the emotions here?
I think both of them, because if he think logically about the amount of money he spent, he would be like considering more useful things to spend the money on. And on the emotional part, he would feel sorry for all the money he spent on something such as useless as smoking.
Excellent, Ms. Wala. Thanks a lot. This is great. Yeah, he's addressing both sides in the same part. He wants you to think, use your logic, yeah, and he also wants to put the blame on him, as Ms. Hayat said. Thanks a lot. بيقول له افهم بقى صحيح والله. افهم بقى تعبتنا. Body paragraph number 3. Sorry. Who wants to discuss the topic sentence? Who's ready? Should I choose people? Okay, Ms. Hanan, you can speak now if your microphone is okay.
Okay.
Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Of course, I can hear you.
Yes.
So where's the topic sentence here?
You shouldn't smoke is out of respect for the people around you.
Okay. The last reason why you shouldn't smoke is out of respect for the people people around you. Thanks a lot, Ms. Hanan. So the supporting part, when you smoke, you not only harm yourself, but you also harm all the people around you. So you mustn't be selfish. You should at least avoid smoking in front of people who don't smoke. What kind of style is that? What kind of persuasive device is used here? What kind of persuasive device is used here? We need someone else, Mr. Muhammad. I want to see people who are just listening and hiding. Huh? Should I pick names? Should I ask people to speak? I will ask someone. Galaxy J7 Prime, who are you? Identify yourself. Huh? Okay. Miss Salwa, switch on your microphone. I like those active people. Yeah, what kind of support is that?
The second sentence you mean?
Yeah. When you smoke, you not only harm yourself, but you also, until we go to in front of people who do not smoke.
It's logos, it's a fact.
It's a fact. When you smoke, you not only harm yourself. Yeah, here, this part is a fact. And if you go to this, so you mustn't be selfish. You should at least avoid smoking in front of people you don't smoke.
This is emotion.
This is emotional. Thanks a lot.
No. Yeah, emotion.
Thanks a lot. Great. Ms.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Okay, I will ask Hassan. Ms. Shahinaz, are you here?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Great, thank you.
Great. Could you please read the last sentence of this paragraph?
Okay. Also, many people don't like the cigarettes smell, so they won't enjoy your company. Would you like that?
What kind of appeal is used here? Logic, emotion, credibility. What do you think? Just give me your opinion.
I think this one is related to emotions.
Yeah, why?
To put himself in the shoes of others, you know?
Did he use any kind of vocabulary that refers to emotion? Yes, he did. Just look carefully. I'm helping you.
He's just trying to make us put ourselves in the shoes of others.
Yeah, but he talked about people who won't enjoy your company. Okay, so would you like this? So these are the types of words, yeah, that address the emotion of the reader. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's a fact and emotion. Thanks a lot. Let's go to the fourth and the last paragraph because the match is about to start. I don't want to keep you so long. Conclusion. What do we do in a conclusion? What do we do? اللي بيتنفس في ودني ده يا جماعة. What do we do in a conclusion?
Summarize.
Summarize. Who's that?
Summary.
Who's that?
I'm
Miss Fatin? Miss Fatin, how are you? Fine. So you write a summary.
Fine.
And stop, or you do something else.
Sorry?
After summarizing your ideas, do you do something else or not? Did you attend any lectures with us before? Any sessions?
Yes.
So you have to remember that. Ms. Radwas is telling you in the chat, recommendation or suggestion, calling for action. And sometimes, Ms. Summer, how are you? Welcome. Sometimes you express your opinion. Prediction, you know, you do a kind of prediction. Recommend solutions if there's a problem. Great. So thanks a lot, Ms. Fatin. I have said just some reasons of why you shouldn't smoke. So I hope that now those of you who smoke are able to think a little and try to make a smart decision. If you decide to continue smoking, what a pity. But if you decide to stop smoking, congratulations. Remember that if you can't dream it, you can do it. So he's summarizing and then he's calling for action. That's all for the persuasive writing, but I would remind you to wrap up everything. What did we talk about today? Let's go back in the presentation to remember. The first thing was the difference between persuasive and argumentative writing. And then mostly we said that persuasive writing is taking one point of view, trying to convince the reader with it. And we use 3 different persuasive devices, which are ethos, which is credibility of the writer, pathos, appealing to emotion, and logos, appealing to logic, giving evidence and statistics and so on. We explained each one of them. Ethos, to show that the writer can be trusted by talking about your personal experience, expert support, and even your writing style should be correct, precise, and accurate. We saw some examples. Pathos, emotional appeal, addressing the reader's emotions, and then logos, mentioning facts, examples, statistics, authority, referring to famous organization, credible organizations, deductive and inductive ways. And then we went to the structure of an essay, which is almost the same. We have introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. The introduction, hook, background, thesis, and angles. For the body paragraphs here, the 3 body paragraphs are almost the same. We have the first reason, second reason, third reason. Yeah, Hassan, thanks a lot. And inside them, we have a topic sentence, then supporting details, and the conclusion is always a summary of your ideas and prediction, advice, as Hassan said, calling for action, suggestion, solution, or whatever. And sometimes, as Ms. Samar said, giving your opinion. I'm done with this. You know, I always like my session to be short and to the point. So if you want to ask about anything, you can ask. We have 5 minutes for questions, and then we can go. You're welcome, Mr. Sneem. If you have any question, you can just write in the chat and switch on your microphone and speak. Okay. Always wait for us on Friday, our Friday night live sessions. Tell your friends about our free sessions. Share our free sessions on your Facebook accounts. Thanks, Wallah, Mr. Abdurrahman. You know, I have to work. Thanks, ya jama'a. See you, inshallah, next Friday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're welcome. You can follow me on Facebook, Muhammad Ibrahim. Yeah, you have an exam in IELTS, yeah, Mr. Sneem, yeah. You will be doing the exam. I will be here. Yeah, you're with us in the SAT sessions. Great, it's gonna be excellent. Miss Forbidden Paradise, again, make what easier? Thanks a lot, Yamaya. Earlier, okay, no problem. I will try to make it an hour earlier, no problem. Okay, inshallah, next Friday, I will try to do this. If you are the one who's asking how to follow me, if you are in the WhatsApp groups or even in the Telegram group, Miss Maha will send you the link to my page. Thank you. Good night.